just seeing that I was making a difference in people's lives, not even just the staff, but the residents, and then getting to know their family members. And it just gave me a fulfillment that I'd never really felt in a job before.
Welcome to My Story, Our Mission. Join us as we explore the stories of Immanuel employees, their career paths, passions, and moments that define Immanuel's mission. Hello and welcome. We are at the Landing in Lincoln, Nebraska.
And our guest today is Kari Kingston. Hi, Kari. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me today.
Talk a little bit to us about what do you do here at Immanuel, and what role and what location are you at?
Sure. I am at the Grand Lodge. I am the executive assistant of our community. I'm our billing specialist. I do a lot of employee relationships. I run our Unity Council. So I get kind of the best of all worlds where I get to deal with the residents, but yet I get some really great relationships with our staff members too.
And you've got a unique past prior to working at Immanuel. Walk us through that, because you guys had owned a business, had some transitions.
Yeah. Well, one interesting thing is I actually started in education. I was a school teacher for 1 year, but I did work at a health club. That ended up turning into a 26-year career for me. I was an accounting specialist for a 90,000 square foot health club. It's where I met my husband. He purchased the club, so we ran it together for about 10 years. He had an opportunity to sell it, so we sold that club and decided we would temporarily retire and see where life would take us from there. After about five months, we both decided, no, we can't be at home together. We need something to do. So I started on my journey of finding a new career in life, definitely later in life, and that's where I came across the Grand Lodge.
What was it about that opportunity? Very different, working in the retirement living versus the healthcare. Yeah. What brought you there?
I really struggled trying to find a position. Like I said, after 26 years, I don't know if a lot of companies were giving me a shot. This position came open. It was a temporary job to begin with. It was an office manager job, things that I had done in the past. It was close to home. We had 2 kids still in high school at the time, and it was just kind of going to work out for our family setting. I went in for the interview, and I met our executive director, Lisa Henning. And within 5 minutes, she completely went off script for our interview. I could tell all of her notes went aside. We just went in this amazing conversation, and our lives were running parallel to each other. And I got a call later that day that they would like to hire me for this 12-week position.
So I'm curious, when you took that temp 12-week position, did you even fathom that could turn into the next stage of your career and be more long-term?
That first day, no, not a chance. Like I said, I was covering for somebody on maternity leave. She was excited to be coming back. So I didn't really see a place that I could fit in long-term there. And as the days went on and the weeks went on, as I was covering, I didn't want to leave. I was enjoying it. I was enjoying the relationships and just seeing that I was making a difference in people's lives, not even just the staff, but the residents, and then getting to know their family members. And it just gave me a fulfillment that I'd never really felt in a job before.
It's been about 5 years since then. What is it each day that gets you back to work, that you're passionate about, that you're excited, that you're like, that's why this is a career for me?
Walking in the morning and the residents are literally standing at the door like, you're here. What did you do last night? Like, they're so curious about your life and they want to be part of your world. And I mean, there's times that, we're probably the only people they see. Some family members are out of town, some are alone. So just to know that I make a difference to them, that makes me feel good at the end of the day. Yeah.
Is there, in the 5 years you've been at the Grand Lodge, there's probably many, but is there one story about a resident that really just touched you the most, or that you really felt that impact was significant?
There's many, like you said, there are many. Some of my favorite ones are during the holidays at Christmas. My husband actually dresses up as Santa Claus, and he comes to the lodge every year, and he takes pictures with the residents. And every year I get requests that they want those digital copies because those are their Christmas cards.
Oh,
And you just to know that like my family too is making a difference to them, that we're all in this together.
that's wonderful.
So that's
Todd's
fun.
your husband, right?
Correct.
Thank you, Todd, for doing that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, and since the health club, you guys have transitioned into more on the restaurant side of it.
Yes, we
Tell
have.
us about that.
My husband, he likes to call himself a serial entrepreneur. So he has owned many businesses and does work in commercial real estate. And he decided about 3 years ago that he wanted to get in the restaurant bar business and see what happens. And we started with one location. At one point, we had 3. We opened 2 down in our downtown Haymarket district. And being by the stadium with the university and right next to Pinnacle Arena, the business took off. We have live music on the weekends. We've got game day, big events. So that definitely keeps us busy.
How fun. Now, are you super active in that, like on the weekends, or what does that look like for you guys as a family?
So the restaurants are named Tank. I have a stepson. We're a second marriage, and my stepson's nickname was Tank. So that's where the name came from. My daughter, my youngest daughter, she has bartended and served when she's home from college or when she was still in high school too. And then my husband pretty much solely runs them on his own. I will help on like big events if need be. I was really active in the South location when we first got them started. Mostly just being a hostess and cleaning tables and talking to people and just building those relationships, because you definitely want those people coming back. You want those return customers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Drinks afterwards? Anybody?
And being in the rail yard there
I got a spot.
with Husker games and being right next to Pinnacle Bank Arena, that is a very lively part of
Yes.
Lincoln.
Absolutely.
You've also got some kids that are in college, so that gets you traveling down to Kansas. Is that
Yes,
correct? Yeah,
yes.
tell us about that.
I have a daughter who's a junior at the University of Kansas. She tried out for their rock chalk dance team, so she's been on that for 3 years. They do all the home football games, majority of the men and women's basketball games, a few other things. So we're very blessed that we can travel down and watch her at the games and go and visit her. And it's far enough away, but not too far that we can't get down there for a weekend.
And you guys also, I'm very curious what you're doing here in January, because you also have a second home in Florida, correct?
We do, yes.
How often? I think you said maybe 4 times a year.
I try and get down there 4 times, obviously working at Grand Lodge. You know, my priority is my family and my position there. The house is kind of a secondary thing when we get to go and do fun things. My husband gets down there about once a month, just because we don't want to leave that house sitting without somebody checking on it. But yeah, we do get down there often.
Yeah, so talking about your time at Grand Lodge, what is it that you enjoy most on a daily basis? Is there a specific activity? Is there some events, or what is it each day that you really enjoy doing?
What I love is each day's different. So, if it's getting billing ready like I was doing earlier today, I do enjoy that part of it. That's why probably set for that job. That's what I was supposed to do. But 2 days from now, we might have a social event that we all get to be part of. And then I enjoy stepping in with all the residents and seeing them tell their stories or being part of a bigger community. And that's what I enjoy. Is every day is just kind of unexpected. You don't know what's going to happen.
You're one of our many that we hear stories. You came into retirement living kind of on a fluke, right? You came in as a temp. I think people don't understand what all can be involved and what's wonderful about retirement living. Mm-hmm. What would you tell someone on the outside that was looking for a new career, a new direction? What would they find here that they may not think they would?
Fulfillment, happiness. It just put my life in a completely different direction. I always had really great relationships with grandparents and people in the senior community. So it wasn't like a fear of mine, where I think some people get a little nervous being around that age demographic. But keep an open mind. I mean, these are brilliant individuals that have fantastic stories that they want to share. And that's all they want. They just want to share their story. And I learned so much from them, just as I know they learn from us too.
They just want to be heard like the rest of us, right?
Exactly.
And they have a lot of wisdom.
A lot.
A lot of wisdom.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, I can echo that. And most of us here at Immanuel can echo that. Is we never dreamt of a career in retirement living, but it's fun to see all of the dominoes that have fallen that got each of us to here. And this podcast allows us to talk to people and hear those stories. And so for me, just learning about that, seeing the passions that our employees and our team members have helps fulfill my bucket.
Yep. And we're making a difference. And I can hear that from you, right?
Absolutely.
You make a difference every day you walk in there. So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you. We appreciate you coming and talking to us today.
Thank you.
And everything that you do for us and the residents.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Stay tuned each month as we explore more stories of Immanuel employees, their career paths, passions, and moments that define Immanuel's mission.